Welcome to another episode of Mini Boss with Sycogenesis. This week we'll be talking about Funcom and the recent faux pas that they did, which is a big no-no in the gaming world, which is making something in your game pay to win. Now, what I'm talking about is, before I get to the main point on this, to put some backstory on this, ever since they've been in a financial tizzy, since that Lego Abomination game came out, they've been in debt, I think, for a tune of around somewhere between $1 million and $2 million in debt to their investors. Now, that debt was supposed to be collected. The timeline was at the end of this year, but luckily for them, their investors say, okay, we'll give them another year. So they actually unanimously agreed to give them another year on their debt. So with that ado, they kept going on with a game called The Park. Now, The Park is apparently, it was supposed to be this epic single-player scary game, that was connected to the secret world. But a lot of people are complaining about it. One, because it's not as good as they thought it was going to be, and two, because it introduced a pay-to-win aspect for the game. Now, what I mean by that is, ever since the Lego Abomination came up, they've been hurting financial-wise. So, Funcom has been trying all these different tactics and stuff to get people to get into their games, mainly the Secret World, because I pretty much think they've given up on, the ones previously before that, H. Conan, and stuff like that. Now, the Secret World is probably their best game they have, even though it's incredibly, terribly designed in terms of graphic rights. I mean, you can see the fucking polygons, for God's sakes. You can see the polygons in the characters' heads, for Christ's sakes. But, going on, they've been doing all these promotions to try and get people into their game, right? One being the one which was a pre-order pack for The Park. If you pre-ordered The Park, you got this little nifty trinket for the Secret World, which is a talisman. Now, from what I'm hearing from a lot of the players, is that this is incredibly pay to win, because not only is this talisman the best in the game, but it's the only way to get the talisman is by pre-ordering The Park. And since The Park is out now, you can't get the talisman anymore. Now, I think by the technical definition of pay to win is using real life money to get an advantage over your fellow players in a way that can only be obtained through money. Now, from what I understand, that is exactly what the situation is. They gave people a talisman that was used in the Secret World for pre-ordering The Park. Now, this talisman, I could be wrong, but I'm just going off of what I've been reading, because I wasn't going to waste my money and buy the game to check it myself. But the main reason why people are pissed off about this is because it was a pre-order only thing, and now the talisman is no longer available. So I guess in a way that's good, but somewhat bad. It's good in the fact that no one else can get it, but it's also bad in the fact that no one can get it. You know what I'm saying? If you can understand what I'm saying right there. Because people want it, but they can't get it now. And people are forever stuck against... I think the only way to combat this is for Funcom to initially nerf the talisman. Really. That's their only option. It's the best option. Nerf the talisman. They should have known from the get-go that this was going to be a bad choice, because you never... In a game... Pay to win is already such a faux pas to do in the MMORPG world as it is, but to add that to a game that's already dying already, that's just like basically slapping someone in the face with a dead body or a dead arm. And I was gonna go something more gruesome, but I thought I'd try to keep it PG-16. Which won't happen often, so don't get used to it. So, my thoughts on that really is, like, what are they thinking? What was their... Are they really that desperate to get people to join the game, Like, what's the problem here? Like, obviously, Funcom has some talent, I want to say. I mean, I'm not really impressed by many of their games at all. Not impressed by Age of Conan. I will give, because I got into a fight, apparently, an argument, I should say, with a lot of people on Massive OP, including a freaking author who's a fanboy, about the game dying or not. And it's funny because, it's funny how massively overpowered compares to other gaming journalist sites, and they actually are a little bit more unprofessional than most, because they're a solo entity. No one controls them. They don't answer anybody, so they report on whatever they want, and the authors tend to act however they want most of the time, especially if you go against one of the games that they love. Now, this has been going on quite some time, that the author, I don't know which author it is, but one of the authors on Massively Overpowered loves Secret World, and every time someone says something bad about it, he jumps to his defense. And it got so bad this time where, I'm saying the obvious, I'm saying the game is dying, etc. And it was like, I said the game was dying, basically, and that I got on them for the Polygon issue, and a lot of stuff, how they weren't really the Secret World isn't really innovative, The only thing innovative about Secret World is their actual puzzle system. That's it. And yet he's treating it like it's the second coming of Christ to the gaming culture. So that's because I said I went against them. As soon as I go to post, my account, I can't, when it goes to post is common as, my account just, the web browser just doesn't do anything. I'll click it and nothing happens. So I'm assuming my account either got suspended or banned. Otherwise, because it's been able to do this for days, and I have not been able to post on that's the old power for days. I can on my tablet, because I logged in under another name, but I think that's kind of, if he did suspend me or ban me because I said something bad about his precious game, that's incredibly unprofessional. Now, I'm not saying 100% that's what happened, but that's, it's kind of coincidental that, the moment I start bashing the game because I just don't think they're going to do anything and whatnot, on top of, what's the reality of the game is I can't post anymore. But anyways, the park promotion pretty much is like the biggest controversy Funcom has done so far in terms of their game. There was even a topic about it on Massive OP, basically stating that the park promotion stirs controversy in the Secret World. And it states, Funcom's cross-promotion between the park and the Secret World has raised controversy in quarters, with some players accusing the studio of opening the door to pay-to-win practices, which is what we just talked about. The controversy in particular is over a pack of quality level 10.9 talismans that is exclusive to the Secret World players who purchased the park. Concerned players said that this amounts to paying money for powerful gear that has made a significant impact on the game's PvP scene. These talismans put a real threat to the overall balance of the game, player Uthane commented. At first, I thought people would base builds around the talismans, but now I realize people are going to base whole teams around it. Player Pixel added, really neat idea, far too good in practice. Funcom did say that it is looking into how the talismans work. We are investigating reports players have brought us regarding the way the barriers function with these talismans. We'll have more information on it later. Now, it's just my opinion, but I feel like if you're going to offer something like this to begin with, you should already know how the talismans work. This game has been out for 2 years, I want to say. Two, maybe 3 years, I want to say 2. But you should already know how an aspect of your game works. If you're going to add something that can completely has the possibility to break the shit out of it, you want to know already what's going to happen, what the possibilities are before you implement it, or just don't implement it, period. There are plenty of other things they could have done for a pre-order incentive that got people into the Secret World. You could have added a costume. You could have added a custom piece. You could have added free DLC. You could have added a mount. You could have added anything but actual gear that has stats on it. That's the dumbest thing you can ever do in an MMORPG. I'm sorry. That's never going to change with me. You don't add statted gear. It's ridiculous. it creates an incredible imbalance between players, and shit like this happens. It's uncalled for, and it's not cool. Like, they shouldn't have to investigate anything. They should have known this was going to happen. Either the person who came up with this doesn't know what the hell they're doing, or they had the lack of creativity or imagination to foresee this happening. And in my opinion, that's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. You need to either do your job better or don't do it at all. Like, honestly, I want to know. I want to think. I want to hear the person or persons. You know, the people, person or people's logic that came into suggesting this. Hey, you know what would be good to get people in our shitty game right now? Offer them a talisman that will wreck everything. You're right. That would be awesome. And you got that one guy. There's probably like one guy in the middle of the group who's like, no one's listening to. It's like, hey guys, isn't that pay to win? Oh yeah, this would be so cool. Oh yeah, dude. No, I'm gonna write this down, and you're gonna take it to Frank, okay? You're gonna get the approval, guys. You do know that's pay to win, right? Yeah, that's gonna be so awesome. Okay, so what are we gonna give them? We're gonna give them a talisman, and we're gonna make it so strong that no one else can beat it. Guys, I'm over here. You know, I do exist. This is a very bad idea. I'm trying to tell you right now. You're gonna break the game. No, man, it's gonna be awesome, dude. You're so brilliant, man. Why you come up with this shit, man? Guys, you know that's pretty much probably how it went. Because I cannot think for the death of me where the logic in this that makes sense. You know, in offering this, it seems like a desperate cash grab attempt to get people to play a Secret World. I don't know. I mean, everybody is saying that Funcom shutting down will be a massive hit to the MMO genre. Maybe not. I mean, not a lot of people are gonna care. I mean, some people are, but it's not gonna make like a dent. It's not gonna hurt the culture, you know. They were definitely good at they invented the whole instance from what I was told, you know, from the author. You know, I don't know much about Funcom's history, so I'm not gonna go in. I didn't follow every single one of their games. So he said that Archage, Anarchy Online was the first game to create the whole instancing epidemic. Now, that being said, that's fine. They might have done some other things. I really don't think that Funcom closing is really. This is my personal opinion because like, I've never been a Funcom fan to begin with. I mean, they were the first people to start, you know, use actual stark nudity in their character in their game. You know, like you can take all your shit off and actually see fucking tits and nipples and crap like that. Now, they're the first ones I know of that did that. That was a mainstream game for a while. But that's, you know, nudity alone just isn't going to keep people's interest. That's only going to keep a specific niche of players interested. And that's not really the kind of people you want to bank your game on. Now, they have another year until their debt is due. Now, this debt is, like I said, it's somewhere between 1.1 or between 1 million and 2 million, I believe. It could be higher, but they have a year to get that back. Not to mention the fine that they got hit with earlier this year. I think it was a month or so ago that they got hit by. They were under investigation from a German finance company, and they fined them. I think it was like $175,000. So that might not hurt them because, from, you know, any smart company who knows they're under investigation will put aside some money, you know, for whatever. From what they said, that the fine was actually cheaper than what they were expecting, which is that to me that just sounds like, you know, you fucked up in a way, but your fuck up wasn't as big as you thought it was. That's what that says to me. But I think that that's pretty much this whole year is like the best year, not the best year, but this is like the most important year for them in general. Like this year, pretty much is the sum of their existence. Like they've got to come up with something. They're not gonna come out with a game, that's gonna kill this debt in under a year. You just can't do that because they don't have. I know they don't have the skill for that, and pretty much you would have to kill your devs to do that. The game would be very lackluster. It's just I don't think it's gonna work. So they're gonna have to focus on the games they already have. They're gonna do something. I don't know all their options they have, but they're gonna have to do something between now and December or January of next year to clear this $1 million debt. I am very curious to see what they're gonna do. Honestly, I don't think they can make the Secret World any better than it is because you would have to. Okay, so what I think is wrong with the Secret World is pretty much. Yes, I love the word pretty much. Don't judge me. Now, I don't like the comment. I think the comment is garbage. I think the game itself is incredibly slow to start off. I wanted to play the game. I wanted to get into it. I wanted to do the DLC, but the game is so freaking slow to start. It's boring to watch and it's boring to play. I couldn't even stream it because it was so boring. They need to revamp the tutorial zone, revamp the new zone, and make it more streamlined. Because it's a very niche game, and with the shitty ass the shitty ass graphics and the shitty ass combat and the crafting, there are a lot of bad things about the game. It's just outdated for only being, I want to say, 3 years or 2 years old. It's very outdated, It just feels bad. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I personally, I want to say that I want to see what they can do, but I probably don't care. It wouldn't, if they did get shut down, I wouldn't care. Now, if Blizzard got shut down, my life would be in ruin. My gaming life would be in ruin because I play all the main games I play are Blizzard games, aside from StarCraft and World of Warcraft. I don't play that anymore. But Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, I Hearthstone, and then I just can't help but think that, man, all the games they were gonna make, because I really want to see a. Oh, never mind. That's totally not even relevant to this podcast, but I'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think they're gonna pull it out? Do you think they're gonna survive? What do you think is gonna happen? I personally think they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do well at all. I don't think they're gonna make it. But that's just me. Anyways, thanks again for stopping by. And until next time, this is Sycogenesis on Boss. Peace.